Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Rodney Glover. I'm the candidate for governor of Florida. But I want to kind of give you some insight today into who I am, how I'm thinking, and how I was, brought up, as an adult. I joined the Navy when I was 17 years old. My first ship was a frigate, the USS McCluskey. Um, One of the things that I found there was this group of people that were just walking knowledge. You didn't ask them questions, which is weird, right? Because they have all this information, they have all of this stuff, but you didn't question them. You came with solutions. You didn't ask them about petty things. You came with solutions because they already understand all of the problems. So they didn't never need you to come with problems, right? So when they signed off on your paperwork, they were saying that you can lead in this subject. That's how important their signature was to get this person that you knew not to ask questions to. Because when you approach them, it's only to provide solutions or a new way ahead because they were so knowledgeable and everything that you needed was available to you so that you could reach that level of knowledge. This was the foundation of my upbringing as an adult, was to meet this group of people that encompassed knowledge, and to understand that you needed to obtain this knowledge in order to have that level of reverence. The last ship I was on was the USS Thomas Hudner. It's a pre-con. So every person that is already in the Navy that gets put on these pre-coms is supposed to be at the height of knowledge, because you're taking a vessel that has not been on the sea and you're going to make it seaworthy. Once it's made, they bring in all of the new sailors to the Navy, people who haven't had to do any of the work and learn any of this. And you have to bring them to a position where they can learn, where they understand how to make this ship function and be cohesive with everything that's happening in the fleet. Wherever your ship is going to be assigned to, those personnel need to be able to do these jobs. And you take them from bare metal and you make them into pure wisdom. And I can tell y'all, my people absolutely hated me, because when you have to take somebody and say, hey, I need for you to pick this up faster. I need for you to learn what's being taught to you and then be able to execute. Because until that happens, every one of those service members that are teaching these lessons understand that the weight of getting this ship seaworthy is on your shoulders. How much time you put in, it matters. How much effort they're putting in. Are you giving them the time to do that? All of these things carry weight. And I want to tell you that when people had to come to me for a signature, it meant that they believed in themselves, that they were at the point where they thought to themselves, I've achieved the level that Glover asked me to achieve. And now I can go to him and I can tell him everything. I can give him every solution to any problem that he presents. Do you understand how wisdom is working? Wisdom is presenting presenting a problem, and you have to provide every solution to that problem. This is what I am trying to do, or what I bring to this system. I pay attention. I read. I bring you where you need to. So when you show up, you don't show up with problems. You show up with solutions. I didn't start a campaign with a problem. I started a campaign with a solution to give you access to fix your problems. The Navy is 1,000% better because of those who I brought up and left with that level of wisdom and understanding. Those with the pride to understand that, hey, what you're trying to do is bring in all of your talents, get up to this level and take it to the next level. I know for a fact that all of those individuals who came after me, who learned under me, are able to now come to you or any other service member, if you're still in the United States Navy, and provide solutions to any problem. Be able to think, critically think about how those solutions will impact the fleet. When I think about taking that to government, I understand how these solutions will impact our citizens. So it's important for you to understand that the solution to give you access is because I already recognize the problem. If I can get you to want to be a part of the solution, then we can start bringing more solutions because we already understand the problems. This is what I learned in a 22-year career in the United States Navy, coming from someone who did not understand anything to then being a source of wisdom. I'm 43 years old. When I retired from the Navy, I was in my 30s. I'm proud to say that it's not that I'm proud to just say, hey, no, I'm proud that I was able to meet wisdom and become somebody that also was seen as wise. That above all is such a great career. And I don't sit around and talk about, my career in the military, because you got to think, I gave you my first and my last, 22 years in between that. When you are looked at, when your signature is respected, when these things come with so much reverence, hey, did Glover sign off on that? Yes, he did. I don't need to ask you no questions. Because if you got his signature, I already know he doesn't give that out. He doesn't give that out easy. You're a solution-based. You're a solution-based thinker. You're not you don't come with problems. You already recognize the problems and you're coming with solutions. This was how I was raised. I recognize the problem. I'm bringing you the solution. I wanted to make sure that you understood that the 22 years that I spent serving this country was to bring me to where I am today, to already recognize the problem, show up with the solutions so that we can move forward. Because when you take a test, you don't write the problem down twice. You already recognize that it's there. So you need to be coming with a solution-oriented mindset when you get here. I just wanted to give you guys that little bit of understanding about who I am and where my thought process is as you peruse my videos, as you understand how I speak. I hope you understand that this is how I was raised as an adult. This is the wisdom that I got to watch evolve, throughout my career in the United States Navy. So it enhanced how I look at information. So I'm not going to come to you with problems. I'm going to present you solutions. And you're now going to make a decision on how you view those solutions, or if you have other means to better that solution so that we can make things more efficient and start to show this cohesiveness and how it's supposed to work. Thank you for your time, and you guys have a great afternoon.